in the box. Let's take a look at what's in this week's shares for the co-op. We're going to talk about what you can make with it and all the yummy goodies you've taken home. Let's start with this big, beautiful bunch of greens, local kale and collard greens both. So you can do lots of things with these. I love these big collard greens to use them like leaves, just like you would bread or like a wrap. You could do it raw or even slightly steamed. They're so good that way. And also this giant romaine lettuce. So that's another thing I like to do with my romaine lettuce. These are pretty good sized leaves. So I will do lettuce wraps instead of bread. Sometimes it's really good to make sure you're getting more veggies in you and less of the starchy bready things, right? And these are great opportunities in your share this week. Of course, we have giant broccoli. Here's something people forget. Two things. One, you can actually eat the leaves. They're really good for you. And two, eat the stems. So you want to cut off the bottom at least 1 to 2 inches, but the stuff that's closer, you can feel it with the knife. It's not as fibrousy. This has got all the nutrients that the broccoli has in it. How do you cook it? So I do thin slices and either steam or saute it, just like you would a potato. When you know the potato is done is when it's soft. Same with this. But don't waste it because it's a great part of what you're getting in your share this week. Elephant garlic, local elephant garlic. So this is a little different in that the flavor is more mild, not as sharp or strong as garlic. And yes, you eat the bulb part. It's not going to have cloves per se like a garlic would, but you definitely have a garlic flavor. And you can eat it pretty far up until it gets too fibrousy and then you have to stop, but you'll know. Here's the great thing. It has less sulfur in it. So sometimes people who are more sensitive to garlic can actually do elephant garlic instead because it doesn't have all the sulfur in there. Rainbow carrots. This was a great treat. We didn't realize we were getting carrots with tops. We love this. So rainbow carrots here, you only have 2 colors, but did you know the different colors give you different nutrients? So of course we know the orange has the beta carotene. You've got purple, which has the anthocyanins. You've got, it's great for inflammation. And then you've also got red, which has got a little more lutein in it. This you've got all different things here that'll help. So that's why I love rainbow carrots, because you get a bunch of different things. The flavors, yeah, they are different. And that's what I love too. Tops. If you will take these home, cut your tops off and store them separate from the bottoms, then they both stay good and your carrots won't go limp while waiting to use them. The tops will keep drawing the nutrients. So this keeps them fresher longer. And yes, remember, you can eat those tops of carrots. They're really good for you. How about these awesome mushrooms? Everybody knows what to do with mushrooms. You actually, members are getting an email with these. But here's how you can keep them fresher longer. I put mine in a paper bag in the fridge. You can even put a little paper towel in there because the more they stay dry, the longer they will last for you until you're ready to use them. And tomatoes, for large share people, you're getting tomatoes. Of course, we know what to do with tomatoes. They're so yummy. A lot of people in other places, not in the humid climate, will leave their tomatoes on the counter because they don't have to be refrigerated. But of course, we live in the humidity of the Gulf Coast, so we refrigerate our tomatoes. And avocado, jumbo avocados. These are great. Did you know that when you slice it open, so many people get rid of the pit? And if you don't use the whole avocado, stick it back in the fridge and then it browns, right? Keep the pit. With it, it will brown less because of the oxidation. That includes making guacamole. If you make your guacamole, keep the pit, put it in your guacamole for storage purposes. It'll keep it fresher longer and it won't brown quite as bad or as extreme. Don't have to eat the pit, please. You're just using it to help reduce that oxidization. Turmeric, fresh, local, organic turmeric. Look at that. Gorgeous, right? So this actually doesn't even have to be refrigerated. You can keep it out on the counter in a paper bag so that it does stay at least somewhat dry. because we live in the humidity of the Gulf Coast. Remember, when you eat your turmeric, you want to add just a pinch of black pepper and a fat of some sort. Doesn't matter what, but this is how you're going to unlock the healing properties of the curcumin. And fresh turmeric, you can literally just grate it into your food and cook it in there. You get so much more from it that way than the powdered stuff that you cook with. So it is a nice treat to have fresh. Then we have these awesome Japanese white sweet potatoes. So a little different than your other sweet potatoes. Love these because they're really good for blood sugar regulation and weight management, which is what people love. A little bit less sugar in these than your starchy potatoes or even orange sweet potatoes. So they're great. Flavor-wise, oh, you're in for a treat if you've not tried these. Of course, you're just going to cook them like a regular sweet potato, however you would mix that up. We didn't get our zucchini in, so instead you had your choice of either parsnips, which we've talked about before, amazing, very nutrient dense, or daikon radish. Daikon radish is so good for digestion and detoxification. But remember, if you're not a fan of radish, it's okay. If you cook it or steam it, cuts the bite. It really does help. And you don't have to be afraid of cooking with it. We also have microgreens, which I love. Did you know that you can actually freeze your microgreens if you're not going to use them right away and then put them in a smoothie? That way they don't go to your fridge and die, right? You want to use them. They're great on top of everything, just a little here, a little there. But at the very least, freeze them till you're ready for them so that you don't lose them. We also have bananas, which here's the thing I love. So your bananas can be a great source of sugar replacement in anything that you bake. You wait for them to ripen really well, then you can peel them, mash them up, and you're kind of cooking with them like you would applesauce in a dish. You can use them to replace sugar, and you have more fiber because you're including everything in there. You're not getting the sugar spikes from sugar. You're including the fiber in there, and the body's going to use it a lot better. So I love that. Granny Smith apples. I love Granny Smith apples because they do have less sugar and a great flavor. I love cooking with them because they can really give a pop to something that is surprising. And we actually have some recipes for you members using that. And cabbage. That's in the large share this week. You also have a recipe for this bad boy. Again, it's summer. My favorite thing to do is to make wraps with this instead of bread. So I will just take the leaves, fill it with my veggies, whatever it is I'm eating, just eat it just like that. Or cabbage rolls. Yum. You could pair it with that tomato and make a red sauce out of it. Fill your cabbage with whatever it is you want, beans, rice, it doesn't matter. And then put your red sauce over it and bake it in the oven. Really yummy. Love those. Then, of course, we did not get our Caracara oranges in for the fruit share, but we got ginormous blood oranges. They're huge. Love blood oranges. That red inside is so much more sweet. And of course, a little bit more cancer fighting because of it. And did you know you can use the peel? They're kind of rough like an orange, so most people will candy them. I'm not a fan of that because I'm not a fan of sugar, but I love to zest them and put them in dishes and bake with them. They're really good paired with ginger. When you bake with them and make a sauce, so good. I don't like to waste anything. And it's the same with your lemon. I like to zest that and use it in dishes to give an extra pop of something. You know, here's another thing that I love. I love salad. I do. It's summer. And I don't like salad dressing because it has so much junk in it. I like to get flavor from whatever it is that's in my share. Mint, fresh mint. Oh my God. Great on salads. Great to flavor, but you can cook with it too. Don't be afraid to just pop it in with your blueberries or your strawberries. You could literally just eat it raw that way or cook it with other dishes. If you eat meat, it does pair nice with poultry. And if you don't, I love putting this with beans for a different flavor and onion. It's so good. Explore this. Don't let it go to waste. Yes, you can freeze it till you're ready to cook with it. It doesn't thaw as well fresh though, if that's how you're thinking of using it. So we've kind of gone through all the amazing yummies that you're getting in your share this week. And co-op members, if you got a share this week, you're getting recipes of what you can make with these amazing things. Guys, if you like recipes like this or even ideas like this, just make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you can get even more information. Thanks.